There seems to be the impression out there, mostly because of these isolationists who are wildly off the mark, that the American people don't want this country protected, even when it comes to the continental United States in our own hemisphere under the Monroe Doctrine. The Reagan National Defense Survey was done, and when you look at this, American leadership, 64% of Americans say the United States should be more engaged and take the lead in international affairs. 79% of MAGA, military superiority. 87% of the United States, of the people of the United States. The Golden Dome, missile defense system, overwhelmingly popular, 68%. Then you look at this, Venezuela, Latin America, and so forth, 62% support using military force against suspected drug traffickers. It's one thing for the usual left-wing kooks like Bernie Sanders and AOC and so forth, who in my view hate this country and the military and everything about it. But it's quite another thing when we have these phony frauds, isolationists out there claiming that they represent MAGA. They don't represent anybody, do they?
No, other than a fringe, and a fringe that is very opposed to Donald J. Trump. Look, President Trump is carrying out his responsibilities as commander-in-chief by going after narco-terrorists. And I got to say, it is right at the core responsibility. He is literally protecting and saving U.S. lives. I got to tell you, if you're down in Venezuela right now, you're a narco-terrorist, and someone asks you, hey, you want to get in a speedboat and take a few tons cocaine north? You're looking around going, no, I don't think that's a good... Why don't you get Bob to do it? That's a very good situation when the narco-terrorists are terrified of fire raining down from the sky, that if they get in the speedboat, it's going to be the last thing they ever do. And every one of those speedboats that is sunk saves lives in America. 2 years ago, we had more than 100,000 Americans die of drug overdoses. To put that in perspective, that is almost double the total number of Americans killed in the entirety of the Vietnam War. In Vietnam, we lost just over 60,000 Americans. 2 years ago, we lost 100,000 Americans in 1 year. And so the president is saying enough is enough. If you are smuggling into this country poison, if you're bringing cocaine, if you're bringing fentanyl that is killing our children, that is killing Americans, and was made even worse by 4 years of open borders under the Democrats, Donald Trump has said enough is enough. And by the way, he started the year by designating the gangs and cartels as terrorist groups. There are legal consequences when you designate a group as a terrorist group. You have the legal authority then to engage with them as terrorists and to take them out. And I'm grateful that American cities across this country are safer because there are a lot fewer drugs. The drugs coming by sea have plummeted because the narco-terrorists are terrified. That's a very, very good thing.